What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Cody Campbell with High Ground Gaming, and today we are unboxing and reviewing the EasySMX YS07 Switch Pro wireless controllers. These are some nice, cheap Switch Pro wireless controller alternatives that I think look pretty cool and hopefully perform just as good. On the box, it shows them having this sort of rainbow design. That's not what they actually look like. You do get to choose your color though, and there, let's see, purple, green, red, blue, yellow, and on their website, I think I saw sort of like a smoke black sort of thing. That's also pretty cool. These MSRP at $29.99, half the price of the Switch Pro controller, and about $20 cheaper than the PowerA Enhanced controller. I really like the retro clear plastic design. It reminds me of my old Game Boy Color. I had the transparent Game Boy Color in purple when I was a kid. That's how I played Pokemon Red and Blue back in the day. They have adjustable dual shock, which is pretty neat. That's not a feature I see too often. They have adjustable turbo, which most of these third-party controllers have some sort of turbo, but it's not usually adjustable, so that's interesting. They each have a 6-hour battery, which pretty decent. You know, that's one good long gaming session. You probably want to charge it after each use, but you're not going to have to worry about it dying if it's fully charged when you start. They also use USB Type-C cables, which means faster charging. I believe it says 2 hours on the box, and faster zero latency connection when used in a wired mode. Not zero, but close enough. Anyways, let's get into the unboxing. I've got two of them here in two different colors. They're kind of checked on the bottom. This one should be blue and this one should be green. So yeah, let's get into it. Oh, does this box not want to slide out? Oh, there we go. Yep, it's blue. All right, we've got a little instruction user manual there. USB Type-C to USB Type-A cable. Let's see how long that is, because that's important. Is this just a charging cable, or are you going to be able to game with this? Doesn't look super long. Yeah, unless you want to be 3 feet from the TV, you're probably not going to want to game with this in a wired mode, but you could always buy a replacement for $10 or something, but you're probably going to want to make sure it's charged and use it wirelessly though. Ooh, this feels nice. Very soft. And they've got some little protective dinghies on the thumbsticks. All right. Ooh, there we are. It's about the same size and proportions as the original Switch Pro controller. It's got the logo right there. Got home button, caption button, plus minus, and then you got the turbo button right in the middle there. Otherwise, about the same. Look, buttons, initial impression, feel pretty good. The thumbsticks are nice and stiff, which I like. I don't like a loose thumbstick. Ooh. The press is nice and stiff. The roll is a little loose, but we'll have to see how that works when we're actually using it. Let's get into the other one. All right, let's see the green. Oh, pretty cool. When I initially saw the pictures online, I was definitely leaning towards the blue over the green, but the green looks pretty cool in person. I don't know how that's going to translate over the video. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and plug these in, charge them up. Probably going to play a whole bunch of Cuphead, and I got the new Scott Pilgrim game tonight, and test these out, and then we'll get back to you with our review in a couple weeks. Stick around. Okay, we're back. It's been 2 weeks and I have been playing with the EasySMX YS07 Switch Pro wireless gaming controllers, and spoiler alert, they're pretty good. In terms of pairing, it's really, really easy. You just plug them in using the USB cable that they send you. You turn on the switch and then you hit the pairing button. The little light comes on and that's it. It's paired up. It works after that. I played a lot of Cuphead and Scott Pilgrim versus the World. I think I mentioned that before, because those games are really good for testing things like combos and a lot of movement precision. You're really going to feel if it's sluggish or if it's not following your commands exactly right, because those games really punish you for not being really precise, which is why I use those to test it. I thought there was a couple points where I lost a button push or two, but that only happened right in the very beginning and then it never happened again. So perfectly possible that was user error. That might have just been my fault, because in 2 weeks, that was the only time it ever happened. And also it's possible that I just got hit before I hit the button. You know how it is, gamer rage. Anyway, in terms of the build quality, it's pretty good. There's a couple of little things, but for the most part, really, really nice. The ergonomics are really good. You never feel like you're reaching for a button or anything like that. It's all comfortably right where it should be. The buttons themselves are very clicky. They're not muddy like a lot of these cheaper controllers are so much of the time. They feel really good. I'm not so much a fan of the white. I really like the transparent colored portion of it. The white looks a little cheap in person. I don't know how well that shows up on camera, but it looks like they were kind of going for that Wii controller, or the Wiimote look, and it's okay. I just feel like the transparent is really cool and the white is kind of generic. I would have preferred it all be that transparent color, or the buttons be black or even clear. I think would have been really cool, but that's more a matter of personal preference. The other thing in terms of build quality is that the handholds are completely smooth. There's no grip here. The official Switch Pro controllers have, I think it's PU leather grips that are really premium. These don't have any sort of grips. There's no finger locks or like texture or anything like that. So if you're a person who gets kind of sweaty hands and like the controller gets slippery, or if you live in a really humid area, you know whether or not that's an issue for you. It's not really an issue for me, but I know some people really don't like that. The only other issue with it is that the home button does not turn on the console. So you can press and hold it and it will start searching for the console, but it doesn't turn it on the way the Joy-Cons or the official Switch Pro controller does. Now I know a lot of other third-party Switch Pro controllers can't do this either. I think maybe that might be just something only Nintendo licensed products can do, or maybe a couple of other third-party ones. That's not really something to hold against EasySMX, but it is something to keep in mind. If that's really going to bother you, you might want to spend the extra money for the official product. For me, it wasn't that big a deal. I just turned it on with the Joy-Cons, pressed the home button, it paired right away, and then I used this for the rest of the time. That's just something to keep in mind though. Okay, now that we've talked about the functionality and the build quality, let's get on to the verdict. Should you buy it or not? I want to start by saying these are not Switch Pro controller killers. They're really nice, but there's a couple features that they're missing that the Switch Pro controller has, like the ergonomic grips, a slightly better build quality in the buttons and stuff like that, and the ability to turn the console on. Other than that though, they're really nice. They look good, they feel good in your hands, and most importantly, they're functional. If I were to hand one person a Switch Pro controller from Nintendo and another person one of these EasySMX controllers, nobody's gonna be at an advantage in the game. This isn't a controller that you buy to give your buddy when you play each other so that you're gonna win. It's just as functional. It's just missing a couple of the creature comforts that I would have liked to see. So keeping all that in mind, we are going to give these guys an 8 out of 10. Docked a couple points for a couple of missing features, but they're solid controllers, and for the price, they're a bargain. These might be the best cheap Switch Pro wireless controllers from a third party available. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. We are a new channel, so all that interaction is really gonna help us, and that'll make it so that we can make more content like this, if that's the sort of thing you like. Why don't you go ahead and drop down into the comments and let us know what your favorite third-party controller brand is. I'm not talking about really expensive ones like Razer or Scuff. I'm talking about the cheap alternatives that you can get that cost less than the name brand. All right, thanks for watching. Happy gaming.